Before I get started here, unfortunately I don't have a map to talk about Bali, but imagine Bali as a kind of a cartoon dumbbell that's been squeezed, and it's great big on the top and little on the bottom, but there's a little peninsula. And much of what there is to see and do in Bali is in the southern part of this, twin island. It looks like a football on top and a tiny one on the bottom, separated by an isthmus. The airport is on the isthmus. Kuta Beach is there. I'm going to talk about all these things as we go along. But the slideshow is based on the tour that I do in Bali, and it starts out on that isthmus, loops around the small part of the dumbbell, and then up the east coast to the eastern end of the island, into the interior for quite a while, and back down again. And that's, in my opinion, the very, very best 2 weeks that Bali has to offer, including a 3-day junket to Yogyakarta. You're right there next to Java. Bali is spectacular in what it has to offer, and of course we'll be talking about that in detail. But Yogyakarta is a 50-minute, $100 flight away, and has 2 incredible World Heritage sites, along with a couple of other things. So on the tour, we include a little junket over to Yogyakarta, and including that, I think this itinerary represents the best 2 weeks that this part of Indonesia has to offer. Bali begins and ends with some of the most pristine, beautiful beaches on earth. The Kuta Beach, which is famous. Kuta Beach is a total scene. I don't imagine it's quite the right destination for anybody in this room. There's a lot of junkets from Australia, a lot of surfers. There's a perfect 5-foot curl out there, and miles and miles of gorgeous golden sand beach. So it's quite lovely, but it is quite a scene right there in Kuta Beach. But there are other places that are just as lovely. Mountainous interior. This is Gunung Agung, the mother mountain of the island. Rice terraces everywhere that defy your ability to express the word green in a new way. Really striking temple architecture, this pagoda style. Towers in all the temples. You can tell how important a temple is by the number of towers that are there. Some spectacular venues for some of those temples. A very, very religious society. It's a Hindu animist island. By the way, Indonesia is the most populous Muslim country in the world. 400 million Muslims in Indonesia, and Bali is this tiny little enclave of Hindu animism. So their religion is Hindu instead of Muslim, and they get along just fine with their Muslim neighbors. But their religion is not something that's dying out in Bali. It is part and parcel to their everyday lives, and you see it everywhere. This woman is making little offerings to go in front of temples or in front of the stores, houses. You see these offerings everywhere. People are constantly praying. As I was saying, the religious life is not something that you just see on a Sunday morning in a church. It's part of everyday life in Bali. So I wanted to show you that picture. There's some quite interesting archaeological sites. There are water palaces, beautiful mountain lakes. There's that perfect 5-6 foot curl for surfers, if anybody's interested in that. Beautiful outrigger boats painted. Picturesque bays. Really good food. Markets everywhere. Colorful dress, colorful people. Tropical flowers, just in profusion. And really extremely friendly people. The Balinese people, even though they might be extremely poor, you never get a sense of them looking at you as a Westerner, as somebody that they might envy. They seem extremely content. I think it has a lot to do with that religion still being a powerful part of their lives, family being important. So you run into these kids everywhere, and you can tell that they're pretty well dirt poor, but very, very happy and content. And always a smile to greet you. And then the creativity on this island is unbelievable. I could spend all night just talking about the arts and crafts, their dance, their drama, their music. Just in a word, the creativity that is apparent everywhere you turn is a significant part of your experience if you visit Bali. And it's everywhere. Every garden has a couple of statues. There's real whimsy involved here. You know, this is not something unusual. This isn't a couple of some kids that put flowers on the garden statue. They've been, you know, he gets decorated every day with different flowers. This is just in a roundabout in the street. This spectacular figures, probably from the Ramayana, the great Hindu epic. And I mentioned the dance drama. I'm going to be talking in detail about all those things. I just wanted to, as an introduction, to show you the variety of visual experience that you'll have when you visit the island of Bali.